Aloha, everybody. Welcome to a guided yoga practice. This is geared for brand new beginners, or maybe you've tried a class before, meditation or yoga, and you're like, that was way too intimidating, not for beginners. I want to bridge that gap. That's my goal. Make yoga very simple. So let's get started. I want you to find a comfortable seated position as I find mine. And this can look however you need it to look. Sitting on a cushion, on the chair, on the ankles, or cross legs, it doesn't matter. The key word is comfortable and sustainable. So adjust as needed. Adjust, get comfortable. Back relatively straight. The back does not have to be perfectly straight. Definitely not. We want comfort. First, let's just pay attention to the sounds we hear. So I'm in a public park, a beautiful park. We're gonna hear wind. Today's a windy day. Cars, people, birds. Hopefully more birds than anything, but we welcome everything. We actually don't have to tune anything out. It can all be part of the meditation experience. So you can answer this question internally. What can you hear right now? In my environment and yours, what can you hear? What else can you hear? I hear people walking, cars, a plane, birds. What else can you listen to and pay attention to? You can begin to close your eyes if they're not already. And now I'm going to teach you the absolute most important yogic technique that's to be practiced in all yoga practices, most asana practices. Really, aside for Yin Yoga, every other yoga asana practice, we can incorporate this type of breathing. It's very simple. It's called Ujjayi breathing or Darth Vader breathing. So I'll give you a thorough explanation today so you can go forward and take all of my other guided yoga classes. You can go to the studio, take an in-person class once you learn this important breath. So I'm going to give a little demonstration of what it should sound like. Start to experiment with that sound. Great job. Place 2 fingers at the base of the throat and make a humming or hissing sound like this. You can really exaggerate the sound for now. You can act like you have a pair of glasses that you want to fog and clean like this. But preferably in and out of the nose. Listening to the inhales and exhales, sort of like you're snoring. Whatever sound you have, that's okay. Let's work with whatever you got. Let's do about 10 rounds of breath. When you notice the mind has wandered, just come back to the breath. No problem. The goal is not to control the mind. It's to collect our awareness and bring it back to the breath. Okay, let's do it together. Just follow your own breath. If you get distracted, the mind wanders. As soon as you become aware of that traveling, come back to the sounds of the breath. If the mind has wandered, no judgment. Never judging ourselves for thinking. It's completely natural. Just come back to the sounds of the breath. A few more now. Great job. And now we'll add some simple yoga asana or poses to this breath. The only requirement is to stay with the breath. So if the poses get too much attention, slow it down. Simple movements, back to the breath. That's why I teach very simple movements, as you'll see. So, hands to the heart in a prayer position. Inhale. Exhale. You don't have to look at me. You can look at the fingertips, lower the chin, look below the camera perhaps. Inhale. Exhale. You're doing great. Now as we inhale, hands extend. Exhale, fingers touching. Exhale. Amazing. Few more rounds. Last one. Inhale. Now soft hands. Come back to the breath if you lost it. And now hands in front of the body. Inhale, chin down. Exhale. Arms to the side again. Arms in front. Now hands to the heart. Back to the breath if you lost it. And now release the hands. Hands onto the ground. Lift up the feet, the ankles. Bring the legs out in front of the body. Extended legs. And now here, I want you to watch 1-2 rounds of me. And then you can even close your eyes or don't look at the camera. Feel what it's like with the body. Inhale. We'll bring the arms up and gaze up, looking up. Full inhalation. Exhale, fold right over the legs. One more round. Inhale. Exhale, fold. And when you exhale, try to relax the neck. That's the key here. Exhale. So looking down. And now you try. Let's do this together. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Exhale, fold. Let all the air out. A strong inhale brings you up, arching the spine. Inhale. Circle the arms up like the sun. Exhale, fold right over the legs. Forehead can rest on the knees as you exhale. Inhale. Exhale, fold. And now stay here. Keep the head on the knees, arms extended, but stay with the breath. In fact, with every exhale, see if you can relax the neck. Inhale. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Relax the upper back. If you're feeling too much tension in the hamstrings, the calves, I want you to bend the knees. It's a powerful pose. From the ankles all the way to the skull, to the base of the head, posterior, entire body is getting a benefit if we bend the knees. And I want you to just rest here for a few breaths. Try to find stillness. And now, a few more moving asana. Inhale, arms back up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale. And now exhale, hands to the lower back and rest the forehead on the knees. That's an exhale. Inhale, arms circle up. Exhale, arms to the ground or the lower back. Inhale, looking up, gazing at the thumbs, the fingers, the sky, the roof. Exhale, looking at the knees, the ground. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale, fold. And now walk the hands forward, push into the palms. Come onto the knees, onto all fours, the hands and the knees. I'll give you a side view first. So I encourage you to watch 2 rounds and then experiment it and see how it feels like to do on your own. You don't have to ever look exactly like me. Okay? Sound good? So feel how the pose works for your breath and your body. So my suggestion, ankles, elbows, shoulders in a relatively straight line. Knees, shoulders width apart. And then as we inhale, we'll arch the spine. We can gaze up on the inhale. And then as we exhale, we roll the spine, look toward the tailbone or even behind us through the legs. One more time, looking at the screen. Inhale. As you exhale, you slowly start to roll the spine, looking down or behind. And now try on your own. Inhale, stay with the breath. Exhale, let all the air go. Roll the spine. Great job. Let's do 3 more rounds together. Final inhale. Final exhale. And now what we'll do is space in between the knees, widen the legs, send the hips on top of the ankles. We're going to come into this child's pose position. Take a look at the screen. I want to show you about 3 variations. Here's one. Here's another. The third option, hands behind the lower back. So move through those 3 variations and find what's most comfortable right now. My yoga teacher says we should not adapt the body to the pose. Instead, we have to adapt the pose to the body. Does that make sense? It's a pretty big beginner misconception about yoga, is that you have to look exactly like me. Absolutely nonsense. Unfortunately, that's popular in the yoga studio. That's why there's mirrors in the class to get everybody in quote unquote perfect alignment, all looking like each other, like a product coming out of a factory. But we all have different diaphragms, different bodies, different capacities, desires, needs, abilities, ailments, so many factors. That's why you should not look exactly like me. I want you to explore the pose a little and feel it out on your own. Let's rest here for about a minute longer. And I encourage you to try to find stillness. Why do I say try? Because we want to aim for stillness, but if we find ourselves fidgeting and moving, I don't want you to judge yourself for moving. Like, ugh, I can't sit still. Completely okay. Completely okay. Never judging ourselves. We're trying to find stillness. But if you have to move, not a problem. In fact, stillness is often more challenging than moving. You don't necessarily have to focus on anything in particular at the moment. If your mind wanders, that's okay. I'm going to introduce one more pose that's often done in stillness. So it's called Sphinx pose. I'll give you a side view here. So from child's pose, shift your weight onto the elbows. Either walk the arms forward or extend the legs. Elbows below the shoulders and shoulders back, pushing weight onto each finger. This is called Sphinx pose. Beautiful stretch for the mid, lower, and upper back. Even the neck, the cervical spine, if you want to challenge yourself by looking up. But often I like to have a neutral neck. You're going to hang here for almost 2 minutes. So find a comfortable edge. Find maybe a slight amount of discomfort is okay. If you need to soften the pose, please soften. This is okay too. Absolutely okay. We just want the shoulders to be kind of packed back, not relaxed and loose. So we want to have some sort of contraction in the lats. So find that edge, then find stillness. I just want to say I'm super honored and proud of you that you're taking time for relaxation. Because relaxation is truly an art. And sadly, it's not practiced enough. So thank you. I honor you for taking time for your mind, your body, your health, your wellness, prioritizing it, and trying some guided yoga. Super honored to be guiding you through this. About 20, 30 more seconds. So remember, the goal is to never control the mind. That's a really cool side effect of meditation and yoga, is the mind will be more controlled. But if we make it a goal, we're going to get very irritated when the mind is not under control, which is very often. Instead, the goal is attention. We can always become more aware. With attention, we come back to the object of meditation, which right now is nothing in particular. Like I said, in these stillness poses, you don't have to focus on the breath. But when we're moving, the focus or the object of meditation is the breath. So now it's been a few minutes. Push weight onto the elbows, the fingertips. Start to curl the spine. Walk the knees forward. And again, child's pose, because it's a beautiful counter pose. Just a few breaths here. Give the back a rest. Now place weight onto the hands. Take your time. And let's meet in a final pose. This is called Shavasana. This is how most yoga classes will end. And if you have the goal to make a self-practice, to practice on your own, I suggest to end in Shavasana. So what's comfortable for most bodies is the legs are separated, arms are separated from the body, palms facing up. Like this. So take your time to get comfortable. Maybe you're like, I like to bend the knees. That's okay. Maybe you want a bit of a challenge and you want to put the soles of the feet together, open up the knees. That's okay. But for now, I'm going to suggest a traditional Shavasana. Palms facing up. This seems to be the most sustainable position for most. If you put your arms all the way here, your shoulders are going to get tired. So completely let the breath go. No more sound of the breath. Nothing you need to really focus on. Please enjoy the next few minutes of stillness as I set a timer for about 2 minutes. I invite you to remain still. You don't have to do anything right now. There's nothing you need to do. There's nowhere you need to be except prioritizing stillness. So right now we have no anchor, no object of meditation, meaning we're allowing the mind to travel, to go wherever it needs to. We're not bringing it back on anything. And I like that in Shavasana often because you've earned it. You've earned a good moment of just complete relaxation. The only real difference between a beginner yoga class and an advanced yoga class is the instruction. So as you get further into practicing yoga, you can find another one of my videos and it'll have less talking, less instruction, less guidance and facilitation, because I want you to explore things on your own. Now very gently give your toes a wiggle, fingers and wrists. Come onto the side of the body. Make no rush in moving yet. No rush in getting up. And we'll meet in a final seated position. Take your time. You can bring your hands to a prayer position and close your eyes if you'd like. I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for giving yourself time and love today, practicing relaxation, trying some guided yoga, and clicking on my video. There's plenty of other videos out there. So I truly am grateful that you've selected this one and you finished it. Hope you have a beautiful day. Keep practicing every day, whether it's guided or unguided. I hope to see you soon. Great job.